Now then, people, and welcome back to the Just Joe Football Show. It feels like Groundhog Day. Frog in my throat. Could that be it for Leeds United? It may well be. And that Patrick Bamford miss will haunt him and haunt me for a very, very long time. He has to score there. I think any other player on that football pitch for Leeds United, I genuinely believe that this puts it in the back of the net. Feels like Groundhog Day because I'm so down, so dejected, so disappointed. The end of the watch long, I'm trying to find positives. At this moment in time, folks, you won't want to hear it, but there are 4 worse teams than us. I don't mean it like in the grand scheme of things. Of course, if you step back and look at it, we do look one of the worst teams, if not the worst in the Premier League right now. But there's still 4 teams below us, and we have to hold on to that. Of course, they've got favourable fixtures. Ours get very tough after Bournemouth, if Bournemouth isn't tough enough anyway. But yeah, listen, again, Javi got it so wrong. We just, again, were far too passive in the second half. It was all Leicester. I think a point, maybe even just on the reflection in the first and second half, either team could have won it. You know, I didn't think that Leicester were going to win it, and that was us. That was curtains. But we live to fight another day. Whether or not you agree with me and think we might still, I just don't know. I don't have an answer right now anymore. I don't. The answer is I do not know. We could, but we might not. You know, previously would have said, yeah, we'll be all right. Last season, I'll be all right. And I did say that throughout. Obviously, that went to the final day. This could well go to the final day as well. We need Newcastle to beat Everton. I want Southampton to beat Bournemouth so that they're, you know, on a 3-game winless run, etc. I think tonight, Leicester were always going to score. We can't keep clean sheets, nor can them. We needed a second goal. Javi had to make the changes to ensure that we went and got that second goal. You need to free Willie. You know, I've seen people say him not playing Willie Gnonto tonight is a sackable offence. I don't think it's that far. I'm not saying go ahead and sack him, but I hear what people are saying because he's that important. What I don't understand, right? Sinistera, good performance for the time he was on the pitch, clutch player. Why are you bringing on Somerville? And again, this isn't anything against Crysencio Somerville, right? Nothing against him whatsoever. But Gnonto's he's a left winger. Cree normally plays from the right. So when he's bringing Cree on, I'm thinking, oh, for God's sake, he's going to switch Jack over. And there's no need, just bring on Gnonto. But he doesn't even do that. He just plays Cree out of position, really, by him playing on the left. And the game was screaming out for Willie Gnonto. Willie Gnonto would have caused them all sorts of problems. I think in the fullback areas, they weren't strong. Defensively, they were not strong. You know, what I don't understand as well, right? Failure to make attacking changes, but make some defensive changes. Put an extra man in midfield. If you're not going to go out for the win and you want to try hold on, bring on Forshaw. You know, bring on Forshaw, wrestle some control back because the second half was all Leicester. I don't rate Dean Smith, but he out-thought Javi tonight. He brought on Vardy, he brought on Daka. Had to be Vardy, didn't it? He loves them kind of games. He's a clutch player. We left one of ours on the bench. It's insane. It's insane. You know, Javi's cost us the game, but as has Bamford. We've been here before. Not surprised he didn't score. He was onside. He's got to score. That's Luke Ayling. Anybody they score? How's he missed? How's he missed? And if Leeds United go down by 2 points, then it's on him. It's on him. And it's on the board again for not replacing the man. But what I will say, up until that point, Bamford had a good performance. And this is the issue we have with him. He's better when he's leading the line. Rodrigo in the 10 today was phenomenal for 60, 70 minutes, whatever it was. And I understood bringing on Brendan Aronson because we're winning. You know, he's going to buzz about. He's going to do what Rodrigo did times 10 in effect. The only thing is you lose that creative spark with Brendan that you get with Rodrigo. The second, look, as I've said, I always believed Leicester was going to score, right? Just felt it. Both teams are woeful defensively. Just on that as well, let me give props to Ilya Melier. Myself included, who's a massive fan of him, believed that he should have been dropped for this game. He made some key saves tonight. Some great saves. I think the double save where they were offside anyway, but even just to get back up and make that save was phenomenal. Under the pressure he's in, fair play to William Melier. Of course, Tielemans scored within 6 minutes. Had that have been allowed, we'd have lost that game. Leicester probably are more happier of the two supporters, but it's as you were. There's still 4 teams below us, and that's all I have to cling on to. I'm not trying to make positives because I don't know. My answer is we might go down, we might not. I just don't know because at the if over the next 2 days Everton beat Newcastle, then I'm like, yeah, okay, that might be us. Forest have got Brighton tomorrow. Okay, yeah, that might be us. Do you know what I mean? But we've just got to hope that these players, these teams continue to be piss poor like us and Leicester. You know, Leicester last season smoked us. But they, you know, Christensen at left back, Sumari, I didn't rate them. Tete, they weren't great, but they brought on their clutch player. We failed to do that. And that's, for me, what cost us is going to get a second goal. We had to go and get a second goal. And again, I still don't understand on the 32nd minute when Sinisterra come off, why Gnonto wasn't brought on. Do not understand it. There's obviously something gone off. We need to know. Because this not knowing's killing us. Because at this point, it's just like, well, do you not rate him? You know, we have to know. Listen, Jack Harrison as well is another player that I said I would have dropped. He was great tonight. Got another goal involvement. Sinisterra. Do you know what as well? You know everything that happened with Weston. You know over the past 24 hours. He was great today. He was involved in the build up to the first goal. His little touch pass into Harrison was special. Harrison crosses it. Sinisterra clutch player back post. If Sinisterra don't get injured, I would bank on him to have done something in the remaining game. I do believe that he's a top player. I hope he's not out for a long period because we need him in the running. You know, crazier things have happened. Yes, we've got a tough running, but you know, we stem the bleeding a little bit. You know, we've got a point, which is what we didn't have. You know, the 3 games prior, being in such a poor run of form. I was convinced at some point that someone was going to get sent off. The amount of yellow cards that were going out, just on Rodrigo as well, because he was one of them that got a yellow card. He showed tonight that he cares. You know, he was everywhere. Just disappointing, isn't it, to concede a goal on the 80th minute, and then you know if we get through this game and win 1-0, Javi's still getting hammered because it's like you just leave it. But the fact that he failed to change it and then we lose, and arguably Leicester maybe could have gone on and won the game and probably feel like they might have. But you know what I mean? It's just, I feel really sad. Do you know what I mean? I feel a little bit sad about the whole, you know, situation. I want to chat a little bit about what Grazia's had to say. How Bamford's missed, it's mental as well, you know. It's shocking. I'm gonna have to share the image with you that's on social media. It's mad. You have to score there. That is insane. How has he not scored? And this is the thing, isn't it? We need a striker in between Rodrigo and Bamford, because that there could cost us our Premier League status. It's abysmal. It is so bad. Now, just Grazia on the substitutions has come out and said, like, we decided to put Brendan in the middle because Rodrigo can only play some minutes, but not all, and he did run himself into the ground. And as I said at the time, I understood the substitution. But then he said, after that change, of course, we had only one window in which to make our next change, and we had to do it with security, and the players were well situated. I didn't find a way to be more offensive. But it's cost us the game. That's what you paid to do. Find a way. Find a way. Change some personnel. Even if it's a like for a like. Even if you're not going to change it stylistically, tactically, just add something into the mix. Could argue, you know, we were under the cosh that much in the second half that maybe just putting an extra man in midfield, bringing in Forshaw potentially. But you've got to give yourself a chance. And how do you give yourself a chance? By bringing on clutch players, you know, and one of them clutch players, if not the best clutch player, bar Cini for me, is Willie Gnonto. You know, he was asked if it's a fair result in this moment. I do not know. We have one more point, but starting as we did, it's hard to only get one. Even after conceding the goal, we had the clearest chance. We have to keep going. Yes, we did have the clearest chance, but it was more through, it wasn't as if it was through sustained pressure. You know what I mean? And him saying, we should have got more than 1 point starting as we did, will continue in that vein because we didn't. We dropped off. And that's something that you're telling the players to do. Do you know what I mean? For sure. That he should have. He's too passive, right? He's too passive, and he's cost us that game. He's been asked specifically about Gnonto, of course he is, and he said, "Look, I can understand all the feelings supporters have, but my job is to make decisions and doing what is best for the team." I don't know what that means. He also said there's nothing special about one player. Is this an ego thing now for Javi? Do you know what I mean? Is this an ego thing where he's like, "You're not telling me who I'm playing"? But come on, that's not great to hear that. It's not great for Gnonto either. For him to hear that. I don't know. That's not great, is it? That the fact that he's saying, I get it's side before self and all that, but before he came in and for moments when he was in early doors, Gnonto was Leeds United, if that makes sense. Do you know what I mean? Grazia reckons Bamford was offside for his miss at the end. Try to protect him. I don't think he was. Obviously, there's the big chance for Rocker where he has the header that's cleared off the line. It's a good save, and then Christensen kicks it out. To be honest, that left back's woeful. I thought he might have spun it into his own net, but yeah, I'm just so disappointed, and I don't know what this does for us now. Do you know what I mean? It's not great, is it? We need some clarity as to why Gnonto's not being played ultimately, because he is, as I've said on numerous occasions through this, a clutch player. We needed someone to create something, score a goal. And look, Bamford isn't that guy, but without Bamford, we lose tonight, I believe. People won't hear that because they'll be so angry, and I was angry at him. And if we go down, especially by 2 points, it's on him. I want him moved on in the summer anyway, but without him, he did cause problems for Soyuncu and Woutfest throughout the game. He got us out of trouble. He won free kicks, etc. But he's got to score that, hasn't he? Just on Rodrigo, big shout out Chris at LUFC Data. That was one of Rodrigo's best performances. He won more tackles than any other player involved in that first half. It's also the highest tally of tackles won in any single appearance for Leeds this season, and he was a man on a mission. He was a man on a mission, and I thought he did really well. Look, a point, I know we needed more, but on reflection in terms of the game, it's probably fair. Both shared the spoils in the XG. I felt that Leicester were going to win it at the end, and they didn't. So that's a positive thing, that they've not won the game. Now, is that going to be enough for Leeds United? Time will tell. At this moment in time, everyone will say no. I understand it. But if Forest get beat tomorrow, by Brighton, if Everton get beat by Newcastle, even if Southampton beat Bournemouth, which I hope they do, they're still down there, then it's as you were. Now, of course, they have favourable fixtures than us. We've got Bournemouth up next. That's a must-win, because after that, then it's tough. We've got West Ham, we've got Newcastle, we've got Spurs, and we've got City. What we get in there. The thing is as well, like, I'm trying to remain, positive, but I said we needed minimum 5 out of these next 3. As it stands, we've got 1. We got beat by Fulham, and we've got a point at home to Leicester. To have any chance, really, if them other teams below us do pick points, we have to beat Bournemouth. We have to beat Bournemouth. This could come back and be a great point. It could also cost us our Premier League status. Only time will tell. We're coming to the end, aren't we? This is it. We've got what now? 5 games? 5 games. It's going to be tough, but we'll see in it. I thought there were good performers out there tonight. Cooper did well. Ayling was good going forward as well. We definitely need him to stay in the side. He offers so much going forward. I thought McKennie was really good. Rock and Poe. Harrison was good. Bamford was good up until when he bloody had that chance. Cine clutch and Cree didn't really do out. And there's nothing against Cree. I just think you've got Gnonto, play him. And I feel like this is a bit of an ego thing now, like with Gnonto. Something's gone off though, and we need to know what. But listen, let me know your thoughts in the comments. Please smash a like if you can bring yourself to do that, because I get you're all downbeat and dejected, just like me. Subscribe to the channel, get your comments in, hit the notification bell. I'll be back tomorrow with the final word, and then I'll be doing a watch along on the evening because, of course, Forest play Brighton at home, and Brighton after getting beat in the FA Cup, season over. I don't know. You just don't know, do you? So let's hope that that Brighton beat Forest. But you can watch it all here on the Just Joe Football Show, as well as Man City versus Arsenal. Thanks as always for watching. Smash a like on the video, and I will see you tomorrow. Peace.